This abandoned Honda Civic traveled over 1,200 miles to my garage. It had been sitting for 7 years in a barn in another state. And I'm gonna turn this car into a unique white Type R. The engine shows no signs of life, and if it doesn't start, the loss will be huge. In today's video, we'll find out whether I made the deal of the year or the biggest mistake of my life. This Honda Civic had been abandoned on a farm in another state for 7 years. The owner passed away almost 10 years ago, and the car has been sitting ever since. 7 years under the sun and rain, and the family didn't know what to do with it. I saw the car listed for $1,500 and thought, a Civic for that price? That's when I made the deal without even seeing the car in person. I spent another $500 to have it towed 1,200 miles from one state to another. In total, I invested $2,000 just to bring the car here. But if that engine starts, I could make a huge profit. My plan is to create something truly unique, championship white paint, just like the original Type R wheels specially imported for it, a Honda Civic that could easily be worth over $5,000. Or maybe I'm just dreaming. Let's start finding out right now. It's time to find out if the paint can be saved. We're going to remove 7 years of dirt and see what's underneath. I know the white paint will cover everything later, but the fear is the same, finding rust and decay. And sure enough, it's worse than I imagined. Cracks, filler splitting, rust, it looks hopeless. And after seeing all that, I almost gave up on the project. And to take on this challenge, I called our Bodywork specialist. He arrived and immediately started sanding the car, taking everything apart. He asked me to buy some mounts to hang the parts for painting. He said that if we're going to do it, we have to do it right. I've been analyzing the color options to paint this Civic. The Type R white is the most expensive color there is. Do you think I should go with this white, or would you choose another color? Comment your opinion so I can know which color would look best on this car. Now comes the part where if there's no solution, this car might go straight to the scrapyard. 7 years of abandonment, and not a single mechanic had the courage to get close. The engine is infested with rats, full of dirt, and we still don't know why it doesn't work. That's why we never call the mechanic before cleaning everything first. After the cleaning, the block looks intact, but the question remains, does it still have life inside? There are many things about this car that worry me, but now let's find out how the Civic structure is doing. The underside looks incredible. That really motivates me to keep going with this project. If you were in my place, would you change the wheels on this car? Do you think I should keep the original ones? Let me know your opinion. Look how nice the wheels turned out. The restoration was a success. I don't think I'm going to change them. The Bodywork specialist is back, and now he'll need even more determination because there are still many parts of this car that need attention. He said he's going to pull out as much as possible with the spotter to use the least amount of filler, but he'll need at least 4 days to do all the prep work. Before starting the paint job, our team is going to disassemble and clean the interior of the Civic. Now comes the most anticipated moment of all, the white paint of the Honda Type R. Everything will need to be disassembled. The parts will be placed on stands to be painted. Everything that won't turn white will be carefully masked. This is the moment when the heart starts beating faster. Let's hope everything goes well. The bodywork specialist did his part, but we'll only find out if it turned out well after the final touch. We're going to sand and polish all the paint. We called our mechanic Benjamin. He's the one chosen to bring the Civic back to life. Do you think he looks like someone who's going to complete this mission? He didn't get it on the first try, but that's okay. We'll give him some time. Now comes the most anticipated part. Did the new color look good on our Civic? Let's find out. It took many days of work, a lot of dedication, invested money, and boldness. Do you think the result turned out well? Do you think we made the right choice or the wrong one by picking this color for the Civic? Leave your opinion in the comments, because now comes the most anticipated part. After a few days, the mechanic came back to our garage. He brought some new parts, but even then it wasn't easy. It took him another 2 days to carry out the plan. I almost lost hope, but in the end, everything worked out. Our Civic is ready and running. What did you think of this transformation? Do you think it turned out well? Let me know in the comments. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, because every Saturday we have crazy new projects for you.